what are some of your thoughts about what's going on in the world right now with technology?
Yeah, in many ways, I feel like it's a founding father moment. And they dealt with that very well, and that all by itself is a miracle to have all that intelligence come together and all that the finances they were willing to give up and being willing to be hung. They're willing to rally the troops to battle King George. All those things were just a miracle. They all happened together
Yeah.
to fight the oppression. So now what's been happening over the last well, really, since Bitcoin came around, so blockchain's been around longer than that. It's like 20 some years. But now it's like all coming to a head. So the same kind of things happening since COVID happened. Bad thing, good results. I call COVID, oh, happy monster, because we were all able to see what was really going on.
Yeah.
And then you've got the blockchain, you've got energy efficiency, electrical efficiency. You've got more abundant energy now that we're in a new administration about to happen. You've got NVIDIA and silicon and the advancements and just the plain old hardware technologies, the concrete things that support computation. And so that's all led to AI. So I think a lot of people think, there's this thing called AI and it's so new and what are we doing with it? And for AI to be at all useful to us or effective, we had to have all those systems behind it created. And the fact that they all came at the same time, right when our eyes were being opened to what are privacy laws, what are health laws, who's responsible for our children's education. And I'm really hoping that this can be a kind of founding fathers moment so that we in the church look at it, all these things that are happening, and say, you know what? We have the wisdom to handle this. We know that Christ came to earth, that he gave up his godhood, become a man, that humans still matter. But that doesn't mean we don't want to help everybody do better. Most technologies help all folks do better in life and gives them tools are just useful. And so right now, this is kind of like the first time I've seen Christians embracing a technology and trying to get in front of it and explain to folks how to use it well. So, of course, my favorite is John Lennox, not Lennon. That's how I always have to remember his name. He's John Lennox, not John Lennon. But just look what's happening now with even Jordan Peterson and Joe Rogan and Peter Thiel and how they're wearing their hearts and their faith on their sleeve. They're discussing in front of everybody with these podcasts that they're having, trying to figure out why have we been so wrong? Why have we missed so many opportunities? And what was it about the secular mindset that just made it so that we didn't see how humans really are? So I believe people like you, Kap, have the answers for what really makes somebody human, and that's what you're trying to do, is show the spiritual attacks on our humanity and what dehumanizes us. And if we can keep our focus on the man, Jesus, and the Word made flesh, we'll be able to use AI well, and we'll be able to help our churches use it well. But if we don't, if we do like we have in the past, so for instance, adults imposed industrial education on their children because adults think like adults. They didn't notice children are different. So we've had 100 years of declining literacy skills because of public education using the factory model. Then we had online education, which made it so that literacy skills plummeted even more. And they shouldn't have. They should have been able to help. But we didn't know how to help our children use them well. Well, so 70 years of online, we should be able to say, okay, we have some wisdom. How are we going to make sure AI doesn't do the same kind of decline in literacy skills for the general public? Because that's the number one fear of educators, college professors, everybody across the globe. And the way they're dealing with it now at the university level, you kind of got two extremes. The one is a lot of state universities are putting in what are called Faraday rooms. They're using electronics and tools in order to have the students do their assessments and tests, because you can't use technology in a Faraday room. They won't work. So that way they're sure they're not cheating.
So it'll literally shut off the thing?
Any devices you bring.
Oh, wow.
So I'm thinking, okay, good. They're thinking about AI and technology. And once again, I want people to always know, I think it's a good thing. We're not always using it wisely. And what's discouraging to me is, well, it's encouraging that they're thinking. It's discouraging that instead of teaching the children and the students ethics and integrity, they're spending money on a high-tech room so they can't cheat. Right? And the children won't be doing everything in their lives in that high-tech room with those kind of close safeguards, versus there's other universities that are taking a different tact where they're saying, use AI all you want at home, out of the classroom, but when you step onto the campus, there'll be a box. and all technology will be left. Because you're not coming here to use these devices. You're coming here, it's a college, it's a community. And colleges, it comes from the root colleagues. You're coming here to be with the people who want to learn the same things you want to learn and have iron sharpening iron, and to be challenged at maybe provincial thoughts that you have versus maybe a global way or a biblical way of looking at something. So I'm super excited, and I'm seeing people make great choices, and I'm seeing other people kind of succumb. And these are the people who think about this and they make their living at it. If you're just some mom and dad and middle income, and you're just great parents, and the school's had your children for most of the years that you've had children, I don't think they're going to think about these things. They're just going to take what comes next in AI. And so I want the church to be ready to share with them what's going on. And I love your approach, and like John Lennox has the same one, that there really is the spirit of Satan behind it.
If you enjoyed that clip and you want to watch another video like it, you can just click right over here. Or if you want to see my other channel, Directed Life, full-length interviews and really deep conversations, you can click over here.